There we go. All right. Jeez, that was fun, running up 3 flights of stairs and jeez.
Take a drink. It's still red and yellow and
yeah, it said excellent signal earlier, and I was like, yay! And then all of a sudden we started getting the crappy colors again. Right. So we'll have to play this one by ear, guys, and see how it goes.
If it sucks, just let us know.
Yeah, let us know if it's awful, and we'll just
we'll call it
a night or whatever. Right. But sorry, this happened to us once before, and it was awful. And I remember we looked at the numbers. It was like 5 people.
It was like
it just kept kicking people out, and it was like it was buffering, and I was like, you know what? Let's just call it a night, So.
Well, Chicago Todd found his way back.
Thank you.
And Aaron Lucas is the feed down. We're just having a really rough time with the streaming tonight. For some reason, it's slow.
It's just
Mark
slow.
Bowers is here. Ben Burnett.
What's going on?
I think I already said the Chicago Todd, but
yes, Chicago Todd again.
Thanks for finding your way back.
Wow, it's been a night. We did all this planning too, and it's like no. Yeah.
Put a bunch of makeup on.
Yeah, jeez. Right. I might have to take you somewhere really nice tonight.
Right. I need to go waste it all.
Yeah, I know. Don't want to waste it. We'll just parade you around a nice restaurant. Care for dessert?
Well, thanks.
Here's your dessert tray.
And Jay made it back.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hi, Jim Sieben. Hello.
What's up, Jim? How you doing? Good to see you.
No, it's funny. We were talking a little bit earlier. You're gonna get a website. Tone Wars is getting a website.
Yeah, we're getting a website, tonewars.com. I bought the domain today. Oddly enough, it was available. Usually anything I want is not available. Or it's like $8,000. So
yeah.
I bought it today, so it was only $40.
Isn't that crazy?
I know, it's crazy.
There's a lot of, when I search Tone Wars, when we're deciding what to call it and everything. There was another YouTube channel, I think, that was Tone Wars.
Yeah, it was one video, and we were like, yeah, that's probably just one of those fluke. It wasn't, it was just a fluke. So I was like, we'll just.
I thought for sure, though. Remember when we had Open Door Productions way back in the day?
Way back in the day. Yeah, we had big dreams and hopes with that, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
We were gonna shoot and produce videos for other bands. We could still do that. So if you in a band and want a video,
yeah, we could totally do that. But
right.
The problem is like most of the bands around here just don't want to spend any money.
Yeah,
they just it's hard. It's hard to work with people that don't value what you do. So
thank you, McKinley. McKinley Crooker says, "Look great, Kari."
Ah.
Thanks.
Dessert tray Kari. That's what we'll call her.
Aaron Lucas wants to know if that's the shirt you wore to last night's Garth Brooks concert.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I like Garth Brooks, so it's fine with me.
Yeah. We were I saw a lot of videos of Garth.
Yeah, I would have loved to have been at that concert.
Yeah.
I've been a Garth Brooks fan since high school.
Guy's amazing, man.
Yep.
He really is. He disappeared for a while.
He did.
And then he came back.
Well, he got married and Trisha Yearwood and
yeah, they made so much stinking money.
Yeah,
they probably bought an island and just stayed there for a while. Like, hell with it, man. And you always get hungry and you want to come back.
What a life. For sure.
Yeah.
For sure about the hunger.
Yeah. Yep. You get hungry. It's
you
funny.
Think you're done.
Yeah.
And you just need a break.
Yeah. It's funny how like musicians I'm done. I don't ever want to do this anymore. And then you recline from the table for about a month or a year or whatever, and you're just
5.
or 5 or whatever, and you're just like, God, I want to get back out there, and I shouldn't have been so final in my decision, and now I got to put something back together. It's like, dude, just take a hiatus for a few you're gonna want to come back, so it's always good to do that. So how's the stream, everybody? Is it working? I mean, we're getting some weird signals here on our on the lights, but
it's a little blurry on the iPad, but it's
looks like it keeps stopping watching it on your iPad. Yeah, so yeah.
Hopefully the audio is good though, and we can at least do.
Yeah, a lot of
Half an
times
hour.
because I wash trucks, you
Yeah.
know, and wash buildings and stuff like that. So I always have my phone in my pocket, my Bluetooth on. I listen to everything. I rarely watch YouTube. You know, I just listen. So hopefully a lot of people are doing the same thing. Well, let's get through all the stuff. You
Sure.
know, let's. So all right. So we'll start with the website. You want
Yeah.
to do that? Okay. So I bought a website address. I bought the domain today, and I'm putting together a website. We're going to get an e-commerce store going. People have asked us before, like, man, you guys should get those, you know, like those highball glasses and stuff, you know, and put your logo. So, by the way, cheers to
Cheers.
the greatest co-host in the world.
You too. Cheers to you.
Hmm. Thank you.
Cheers to you for making it happen.
Yeah, and cheers to all you guys.
All right.
We will definitely raise a glass to all of our fantastic
Notice how mine
subscribers.
is nice and dark.
Yeah, notice
And
how
his
mine's
is super light.
Yeah, it's watered down because I've been running around and so. Anyways, so where was I? Website stuff, right?
Yep.
Okay, so like you guys, like people have asked about the t-shirts, so we're gonna get a thing where
Yeah.
the t-shirts are made to order.
Yes.
So you guys can just
Pick your size.
and they're just made to
Yes.
order, so it's
And
just
they
easier.
ship right to you.
Yeah, it's a lot easier, a lot more convenient for everybody. And the glasses, we'll have glasses that are pretty much just ready to go
Yeah.
in the merch store.
But some other really exciting things.
Yes. So, what does it say?
It's just a little choppy.
Oh, okay. All right.
Video stops, audio's fine. Yep.
Okay, good. So we'll just keep going.
Yep.
Okay, so the other thing that I'm going to do is Helix presets.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and here's the thing, like a lot of people are like Helix presets. I thought you kind of switchbacks amps and you're big time into that stuff. And yes, I am. I'm totally into all the amps that I own and enjoying that. And I definitely think that an amp will never be beat by anybody. I don't care what the digital platform is called or how much you spend on it. An amp's always going to be better.
But people still use them.
Exactly. But so here's the thing. It's a twofold thing. So number one, nobody, at least to my knowledge, is making Helix 4 cable method presets. So I'll be doing that and putting those on the website for sale, and they're not going to be $8,000. I mean, it's going to be cheap. You know, it's just stuff that everybody can afford. I haven't figured out the exact price yet, but I'll guarantee
how
this.
much work it is.
Yeah. Well, it'll be under $20. You know, for a really good Helix preset that's for cable method. And what you'll get is you get all the snapshots, you'll get all the colors, and everything's labeled properly, and all the effects are dialed in. And not only are they dialed in, like, oh, here's some delay, and I think this would sound good, and here's some phaser, flanger stuff, and I think, no, I'll actually dial it in. I usually have my iPad here. Kari stole it from me. But I have all my backing tracks here.
Yeah.
You know, some have her awesome voice on them, and some have they're just instrumentals. But I'll actually be testing the effects and the tones and everything in with those when I'm using an amp, and making sure that, you know, the delays are loud enough and all that kind of stuff to sit out in the mix properly. So when you get this preset, it's pretty much plug and
Ready to
play.
go.
It's turnkey. You just get it, and then you hook it up to your amp 4 cable method, and you got all the effects that you need. Everything's labeled properly, and you can go on stage. You know, obviously you have to get to know where everything's at and everything, but you can go on stage with it after you get used to where everything's at, and it would perform very well for you. So, and the nice thing about it is it's your amp, so it's your tone, it's all the stuff that you're used to.
Keith Vartanian says, thank you for staying out of marketplace money grab.
Yeah, I'm not going there, man. You know, the whole marketplace thing. I mean, you know, God bless the guys in there, whatever. I mean, I guess, you know, everybody's got to work their thing, right? You know, I mean,
everybody's got to make some money.
Yeah, I get it, but I'm just going to do it separately on my own, you know, website and do all that. So, and the other thing I'm going to do too is what you alluded to earlier, like, you know, people are going to use the Helix anyway, right? Whether or not I think an amp is better doesn't matter. It just, because obviously I'm not the end all be all to anything. So, you know, people are going to use it. So if they're going to use it and they're going to buy presets with the Helix amp models set up in there, and stuff like that, I've played some, reviewed some on the channel, and they're awful. There's so many bad ones out there. They're just god awful. and I play these and they're just so freaking bad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, I know I can make some that are at least palatable.
Sure.
So I'm gonna make some for a lot of and I'm not gonna step into territory that I don't belong
Right.
in. Like, hey, make me a blues preset. I don't know the first thing about that. Jazz, blues, even classic rock. I'm gonna make metal stuff and just stick to what I know.
Rod wants to know what ohms are your what. Okay, this is gonna sound weird. What ohms are your speaker cabs at?
8. Yeah, that's
8.
Yep, 8 ohms. Yep, that's my I can't even think. I've been trying to get the stream going. What are they? They're the Mesa 212s, yeah, with vintage 30s.
Sorry, I couldn't help you there. I didn't know where you're going.
Yeah, they're the Mesa 2x12s, and they're 8 ohm cabs, yeah. So, anyways, so I'm going to make some presets and sell them for a nominal fee. They'll have all the snapshots, effects, and everything laid out in what I think makes sense. And here's the thing. I don't make impulse responses. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make them with the stock cabs, all right? Mm-hmm. And everybody, this is the way I look at it, everybody likes their own impulse responses anyways. So I'm just going to take it for granted that you're going to get the preset and you're going to replace the stock cabs with whatever impulse response that you like. So I'm not going to bother with that, and just put in whatever impulse response you like. And then there you go. They'll be good at least. And then you can tailor them further to your taste. This is all down the road. It'll be on the website. And again, they're just made at nominal fees. But my main thing is I want to make the 4CM stuff so that guys with amps and a Helix, they can plug into it and have something that makes sense for them when they play live with their amp. So
Cabana Boy says, "How are you going to find time to make Helix presets in between chopping wood?" You guys.
Oh, the shirt. Chopping wood. Well, son.
I love it.
Wood chopping season's almost over.
Let's see. You Mofo says, "Why did you decide to use the precision drive instead of something like a Boss Super Overdrive, Tube Screamer, etc.?"
Oh, good question. What's up, man? Good to hear from you. Here's what I did. Like last time when I bought my Synergy rig, I went to the store and I'm like, okay, going back to tubes. Here's my Synergy rig. I've used the precision drive before. I want like the whole new rig. Yes. Like I went in there with the intent of not getting a precision drive. I tried 10 overdrive pedals out.
Right.
I lined them all up. I tried out all the Scream 808s and the Maxon and the modded and this and that, the purple one, the green one, the orange one. I tried them all, the Boss. I tried all of them. And I was like, okay, these are all good, but they don't fit my taste. So I was like, okay, well, before, because I still didn't have anything blowing my skirt up, even though I wasn't wearing one that day.
So many sides today.
It's not one of them.
We've got Daniel Boone today.
Yeah, it wasn't blowing my
Paul
flannel
Bunyan.
skirt up. So nothing was really working for me the way I wanted it to. And of course they had at Motor City Guitar, they had a precision drive, and I'm like, all right, I begrudgingly hooked it up because I just wanted to get something different. Yeah. Not because I didn't like the pedal. You know how it is, you get new gear and you're like, yeah, I'm going to get the new car smell. I want new everything. And so I hooked it up and it was like, there it is. There's all the stuff I love.
You like what you like. It's okay.
Exactly. So that's really, I not only did I try the Boss, but I tried 9 other pedals, and I wanted to buy one of those over the precision drive.
Because you're not the boss.
Yeah, exactly. So I just liked it. It's just, it just worked for me. And I honestly feel that the precision drive is one of the most versatile pedals out there because of the attack knob. Depending on the amp and how tight or loose it is, you turn that attack knob appropriately, and boom, there it is. And you have twice the tone, twice the volume, and twice the gain on that pedal.
I'm going to have to turn backwards to look at you.
Oh, sorry. All right, so that's why I just every time I hook it up, I love it, and I still have tried many pedals, and I always come back to the precision drive, and that's my favorite.
Bucket is my God's in the In the house.
In the house. What's up, man? How you doing, Brent? Good to see you. So where was I? So
you haven't mentioned anything about Kemper yet.
yeah.
Just, Helix.
So a lot of people. I guess I covered the Helix thing. It's coming soon. It's not coming tomorrow, but soon. I'm going to start working on it. Because I do really think the Helix is the best 4-cable method product out there. I really do. If it wasn't, I wouldn't use it. You know. So let's talk about the Kemper. This guy here. Now, in the earlier stream, I linked to, I got to put those links back in now. I linked to my favorite Kemper Profiles, which is Live Ready Sound, the Fat Metal Pack.
Yeah.
And that's what I use. I mean, I use it all the time. So I look up Live Ready Sound, Fat Metal Pack, you know, for Kemper. And they're great profiles. I like fat sounds.
They're chewing your shirt up and spitting it out. You guys going on a picnic after this? I only ask because Jared looks really ready to go. That was from Bulldozer Guitar.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
It's so funny.
No, I love it when people pick on me. I think it's
know.
freaking hilarious.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah, I know. So if you guys don't do it, she'll start in on me. So you guys just keep doing it. Keep them coming because that'll keep her quiet. So maybe I should do a flannel pack.
There you go. Yes.
You know, like 90s tones on guitar. Here's your flannel rock stuff.
Yeah.
So anyways, I love the Live Ready Sound stuff. But the thing is like people have been asking me too. Like I had a guy come in the stream or on the comments the other day, and he said, "Why aren't you putting the like similar Kemper Profiles up against the amps that you are reviewing every Wednesday night just to shoot them out and show us how close they are?" And I'm like, that's a great idea, but I mean,
so much.
It's a lot of work, just sound checking one thing, let alone two. But and I do appreciate the question because it's a great idea. I'm gonna see if I can make that happen. But even more so, I've had a lot of people ask me, why aren't you profiling? You have a Kemper. You're having all these amazing amps on your show, and they sound killer. Like, why aren't you profiling those with your Kemper and selling them for a few bucks or whatever? So it's definitely something that I've considered doing, and I want to do it. But it doesn't mean that I'm not going to use or promote Live Ready Sounds, stuff.
Well,
because
they've been very good too.
Yeah, Tim's amazing. He's a great guy, and he makes killer profiles, and I really do like the profiles. I'm just doing this because I'm here, and I have the Kemper here, and I have the amps here. Here. Did I sound like a Kardashian there? I'm like, have the Kemper here. And oh my God, I might as well just make the profiles. Jeez. Bucky.
Let the comments commence, please. Namaste.
Yeah, now they're all going to be like, blow his skirt up. Yeah, I get it now.
Helix Cabana Boy, did you try an overdrive out of the Helix due to the fact that you have it there anyway and you use all of the other effects?
Yeah, I did try an overdrive with the Helix. Great question, by the way. And within the Helix, the overdrive runs the amps in the Helix, like the digital amps, pretty well, But an exterior pedal works even better because when I used to run my Helix full on, like direct, with no amps, I used to use an exterior overdrive pedal, which was a precision drive on that too, and I just found it to be better. But what I will say is when you have a digital overdrive, if you're running your Helix 4-cable method with a real amp, the digital overdrive will not push the amp nearly as well as a real pedal will because you're pushing with an algorithm as opposed to circuits with circuits. There's a difference. It's like fake sugar. It's not going to get your blood sugar up. It's just going to taste sweet.
Taste yucky.
Or yucky. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? So if you're really going to use your Helix with a real amp in 4-cable method, I will always recommend that people use a real overdrive pedal as well because I'm not kidding you. It's a world of difference, and I've shot them out, and it's night and day. So especially with the feel. You just get that nice top end, that grit, and that chewiness, that and that push. That shoved working hard amp kind of thing. You could feel the tubes working, where with a digital overdrive, you're not going to get that. You're just going to get more noise. And I mean, yeah, it'll push the amp a little bit and make it feel better and tighten it up. But I'm telling you, it's not a cork sniffy thing. It really is a difference. If you tried it for yourself and A/B'd it, you'd be shocked at the difference. You know, it's big time difference. So, so I still got to decide that. You know, when I make my Helix stuff, am I going to do it with an internal overdrive, or am I going to put a block there for an external overdrive? And then if they want, they could change that block to an internal overdrive. Yeah, so there's a lot of things. And the thing is when you're making presets, I mean, there's always subjectivity and stuff in there as well. So, you know, but I'm definitely willing to do it.
We're going to be profiling I can't talk. Profiling. Yep, we're going to be profiling like mofos here at Warm Chord Studio.
Yeah, I mean, we have to, because again, it's kind of like a thing where people keep asking me, and I'm like, you know, I have to. I mean, it's weird. I got this like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I had a 5150, that modded 5152 over here.
Yeah.
Where are you going to find one of those? Nowhere. You know, so this thing...
have to get it again.
Yeah, well, I'm sure, you know, Mike's a sweetheart. You know, I'm sure I can work something out with Mike. He's a great guy. I can, you know, flip him some money or buy him lunch or I don't know, whatever it takes, Mike. We'll get together and get that thing back here and start profiling it. But it's just the way it is. I mean, I got this guy here everybody keeps asking about. I have my Kraken, my Victory Super Kraken.
Daryl says to do it with both. You can always choose not to enable the black. Both ways. Yeah,
you're right. So I'll just, it's a good idea, you know. Yeah. So it's just stuff like that. All this stuff I got to start thinking about, you know. But again, so, and what's cool is like if I have an amp on the show, right, and everyone's like,
you're like, hey,
right, yeah, hey,
stop reading comments.
Stop reading comments.
I'm talking to
Pay
you.
attention to me. So. This doesn't work for you. So
works
you know,
for them.
Yeah. But you know, I mean, if I have an amp on the show and people are really digging how it sounds, they're like, "Dude, that sounds killer," and all that. I will profile that amp in that exact state. So like, you can get this and like, you heard it on the show. It's exactly the same. And now you can have that too. And then
you can sound like
you
Jared.
too can sound as crappy as me. So
we got a couple questions in here.
Oh,
you want
okay,
to
go ahead.
Finish up your thought, or
yeah, let me finish it real quick. Yeah. And then along with those profiles, I'll give a couple other variations as well.
So worth it.
Yeah,
so worth the wait.
So it won't be like 80 profiles. I don't do that. It's just gonna be like 5, you know, per amp. Go ahead.
All right, I gotta find it. Somebody said. Remember who it was, but somebody said, are you in the market for McKinley, any plans on getting a custom guitar built for yourself?
Oh man.
No. Nope.
Oh, sorry, Jared, I didn't sure.
Nope. He's got, I got 4 of these.
4 of these. But you know, the thing is though, is it's on a bucket list somewhere. If I did, I would go to Kiesel.
Yeah, you need a green one.
Yeah, I'd go to Kiesel and get one built, you know, custom, and it's probably going to cost $4,000.
But it has to have the thingy doey on the end.
The thingy doey?
Yeah, no chopped off.
Oh, yeah, yeah. You don't want me to have a headless guitar?
No headless guitars.
Yeah, she doesn't like those. She thinks they look funny.
They do look funny. This part, don't get me wrong, this is always beautiful, but it just looks weird to me without the...
She's always like, what's wrong with this guitar?
It's broken.
It's broken. It's like the Headless Horseman. Freaks you out.
You need it.
Yeah, but yeah, I will one of these days. Good question. I will do that. I'm going to go to Kiesel, and it just has to be one of those years where my business just does really well. I would love
to see. You need the emerald green, but also some natural wood.
Oh yeah,
worked into it. It has to be completely custom, just for you. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, but I also like the red orange, the blood orange kind of colors too.
Yeah, but you already got. You've got
orange.
It looks orangish.
Kind of brownish.
Yeah, orangish, brownish.
But yeah, so I'm gonna do. But that's a good question. I do plan on doing that sometime.
Let's see, and then Gray's guitars. What's a good string height, and can I measure it with a ruler to figure it out?
That's a good question. That I don't know, to be honest with you. Like, just make sure your neck is straight. on these guitars, I got the adjustment right here, and I got a ruler upstairs, but I rarely use it. No, I do.
He would use the wrong end. Even
You're gonna die. No,
see this lovely black carpet on the floor? Guess who measured the room for this black carpet?
Oh, would you stop? Yeah, that was a fun day.
For everyone involved.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I just look down the neck and make sure it's straight. So make sure it's straight first, because a lot of times, if I feel like my strings are too high, it's because my neck's bowed, and I have
Everybody's talking about headless guitars now. Is there any advantage to a headless guitar? Let's see. Daryl says he loves his 4.5 pound Strandberg headless guitar.
Oh yeah, yep, Strandbergs, man.
Damien never liked headless guitars.
Yeah, it's an acquired taste. I think they're cool. They don't bother me. Yeah, but you're always like, what's wrong with this guitar? It looks weird.
That is not what I sound like.
Yeah, you sound worse. Yeah, you sound... What's wrong with this guitar?
Yeah. Suddenly I'm a 52-year-old smoker.
Hey, honey. Your guitar's missing its head or something.
Yeah. Let's see. Warm Chord Music says, I call those coffee guitars, the tobacco and sunburst finishes. Because they remind him of coffee tables.
Yeah, it looks like we're green. I shouldn't have said anything because now I jinxed it, but we got good signal now.
Oh, good.
Yeah, thank God. Jeez, that was like freaking me out earlier.
Let's see. The flannel pack. Oh, Bulldozer. He must be behind. He says the flannel pack, laughing my ass off. That's pure gold. Next should be the green cardigan pack for Nirvana tones.
The green cardigan.
Yeah. Oh, Ben chimed in on the string height thing. He said string height can be set by using quarters, dimes, and nickels. You can also use a cheap set of feeler gauges from the auto parts store.
Oh, that's a good. That's actually a good tip. Yeah, I just go by feel. Like if I can shred on it, I'm good.
Yeah.
But I'm so in tune with my guitars now. I can tell if they're just slightly off.
Yeah.
Like when I was at the studio. New backing tracks coming, by the way. When I was in the studio a few days ago with Paul, and I was like, man, my guitar, and I was like, it just feels weird. And I looked at it, I was like, and sure enough, the neck was bowed. And I'm like, no wonder it feels like crap. And it just took a quarter turn, and I was like, oh my God, there it is. Let's go, So always make sure your neck is straight first, and then start adjusting other things. Because if you got a bad, if your neck's out of joint, that'll throw everything off. So
yeah, they say the video looks way better now. Stream's
good.
Much better in the last 5 minutes. Well,
I'm so glad. Good. Now I don't have to take you out to an expensive place tonight. Parade you around.
You're
Thanks.
Such a turd.
Thanks, Internet. You want to take a lap around the room here and just kind of get it out of your system?
Oh, Scotty Reno's in. He says, I don't like the look, but as many times as I've banged my headstock on crap, I can see the advantage. Yeah. I agree for you, Scotty Reno.
Yeah, Scotty Reno is like a herd of elephants.
In a china shop.
Everywhere
or
he goes.
Just anywhere he goes.
Everywhere he goes.
So many times. Oh, careful.
Anytime Scotty Reno asks you if he wants you to, if you want him to carry something, you're like, nope, no, I'm good. I'd rather throw out my back and get a hernia than.
Sweetheart of a dude.
Yeah,
we love you, Reno. Just super clumsy.
And he'll admit that. He'll admit that. Like, yep. Hey, remember the time, Scotty, when we did a show when he had that made out of pop?
Yes.
Pop bottle? Yeah.
The can tabs.
Oh, yeah, the can tabs.
Yeah.
So he made this big bracelet out of this.
It was really cool.
It was.
I bought one from him.
Yeah, it was a really cool bracelet, and he didn't think it through, though. He had this really nice base that was pretty much the same color as this. Nice wood. And we did one show when we got off stage, and I'm like, dude, what happened to your bass? He's like, yeah, my bracelet kind of... Dude, his bracelet, it was like something you would wear in a gladiator fight.
It was cool looking, but this
the whole top of his guitar looked like someone took a weed whacker to it. I was like, oops. That was bad.
Scotty says not as much now that he's smaller. Oh, that helps.
Oh, that's right.
He's lost like 50 pounds,
yeah,
70,
more than that,
80
I think.
pounds now. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is your favorite baritone guitar? Huh? What's your favorite baritone guitar?
I've never played one.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, yeah, I've never played one.
That sounds manly.
Yeah, and according to you, I shouldn't be playing those because I'm wearing a purple shirt.
Hey, purple's my favorite color.
I know. That's why I changed the lighting scheme tonight.
Ooh, Damien says his new Jackson went into the ceiling fan. The ceiling fan died.
Ooh. Oh, dude.
That sucks.
Yeah, that's not good at all. Yeah. Were you flipping it? Were you doing the guitar flippies?
around the world.
I love watching those videos, guitar fails, and there's these dudes like, yeah, they're flipping their guitars and they go flying off, and I'm like, why?
There
why
goes
would
the
you
wall
do that?
and the guitar.
Yeah. Why?
70 pounds, Reno's. Good.
Dang, good for you, man.
Jay says, what bourbon was poured tonight? I've got the Knob Creek smoked maple.
Yeah, and I have the Buffalo Trace tonight.
Trace, and
yeah.
he is drinking the Coval.
Well, aren't you fancy?
Is that how we say it? Coval? Coval.
Coval. Say it with an accent.
Didn't you have him pick some up for you?
Yes, I did.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're going to get that in a couple weeks?
Yes. Couple weeks, see. Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Ooh,
man.
Mike Casey says he has a couple baritones. Borrow it.
Oh, he does. Cool. Yeah, and hello, Mike. What's going on,
Hello,
man?
Mike.
Drive safe out there, buddy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I haven't played one yet. I just dropped two of my guitars and used bridge cables if I need to, just to keep the tension on the neck.
Mike said you're welcome to.
Awesome. Thank you. That would be fun.
Wow, they're just a bunch of them came in here. Half Hashed is in the house.
Hey, what's going on, buddy?
Let's see. We got through the bourbon stuff. Jackson went through the ceiling fan.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up again.
Mike sold all of his Gibson Les Pauls and Strat and other imports. Kiesel is all I play now. I've got a DC 600 right now, and a Vanquish is being built. He says, right, meow.
Right, meow.
Due date is middle of next month. Oh, I bet you're just...
Dude, Kiesels are ridiculous guitars. Our friend John Thrasher, he owns 5?
Oh, 5 already?
I think 4 or 5. Yeah, he's got 5 basses. And
I remember the green one.
yeah, they're... Oh, my God, those guitars are amazing. That's why they're on my list. I mean, I got to get a custom guitar. Yeah, that's like...
In several years from now.
No.
Which one are you going to get rid of?
I ain't going to get rid of none of them. It's just going to be added to the collection. It's being my adopted as foreign exchange student. Part of the family. It's just going to stay, So, yeah, I got to get one because the hype is real on those. They're good.
Let's see. Gray's Guitar says, I Parker Max Fly PDF 80 with a, what? Floyd Rose? Floyd Rose. Got everything set up. Not a Floyd guy. I have other guitars that sound better. Should I keep it because I'll never find another one, or sell it? Upgrade?
This is
Gray's Guitars.
Gray's Guitars. Let me read that again. I have the Parker
Max Fly PDF 80.
Oh yeah, the Parkers. I remember those. I mean, I guess the way I look at it is if it's going to be the one that got away, then keep it. You know what I mean? But if it's something that just doesn't work for you, I would find it a better home. That came out wrong, like better home. I would find it a home where it would get used. Not that you wouldn't give it a good home, but you know what I mean. So yeah, just find an owner that would play it, so I know guys like that too. Like I have 2 Ibanez guitars upstairs. They're the Prestige S series.
You still have 2?
Yeah, 6 strings. Mm-hmm. And they're amazing guitars, but I just don't play them anymore. So I'll be putting them on reverb. I've been saying that for 6 months now.
You've been saying that for like 6 years. Months, my God.
Yeah. But yeah, I've been.
But yeah.
I will be selling those because they just sit in the case, and I'd rather just sell them to somebody that'll actually use them.
Ever heard of? I'm probably gonna say it wrong. Joyo Zombie. Joyo. Joyo.
Oh, Joyo. Yeah, the Zombie. Yeah, those are. They make a lot of products, but if I'm thinking correctly, it's probably one of their little amps. They make these little dinky amps.
Damien says, for the fun of it, last night I got a Joyo Zombie little 20 watt. It blew my mind. It has the Mesa sound.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Dave, I'm sorry I haven't called you, buddy. I will. It's been a crazy week. I had some things pick up business-wise for me this week, and I've been going nuts. In fact, I was actually on one of those jobs the other night, and I'm like, I got to call him, but it was so noisy because I power wash for a living, and you don't want to talk to me while I'm doing that. It's too noisy. So, and then when I get home, it's so late, but I will give you a call very soon. I apologize for that. So I guess we covered the website.
Yeah. I
the
love that we
merch.
can just sit here and talk and the questions come and we're just
Yeah.
interacting back. That's awesome.
We love that,
Yeah.
by the way. We really do. So we covered the Helix stuff. We covered and if you guys have any ideas,
stuff, yeah.
I would happily do those for you. But once again, I still love the Live Ready Sound stuff. I will still always promote Tim's stuff because he really is. He's a great guy. He's very honest. All his stuff is very good. I trust him. I'm just doing this because I have these amps here on my show, and it's like it just makes sense to like profile them, and because I get a lot of people asking, "Well, you have a Kemper, why aren't you doing that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. Why ain't I?" So I'm just gonna do that as well. So. And it's just more like a thing for you guys, Yeah, I'll charge a little bit for them because it's my time to do it and everything. And there's a lot of refining and labeling and all that stuff that's got to happen. But the thing is, I think one of the biggest misconceptions about YouTubers is like, oh man, you probably make a ton of money off of your videos. You make for every 1,000 views, you get $4 for AdSense. So it's like, if you're not bringing in multiple streams of income from other ways, you're not going to make any money on YouTube at all. So that's why I got to diversify a little bit.
Nothing wrong with diversification.
No, I have to, So that's why artists, like even rock stars, they do signature gear. Mm-hmm. Why? Because that's how they make their money. If they didn't do that, no, and
all of these meet and greets and photos ops and stuff like that.
Yeah,
for sure.
all that stuff because no one's buying their music.
Right.
It's just streamed and they're getting pennies for it. So you have to do that in order to make a living now. You have to diversify.
One of my friends, Elisa, her son loves rock. He loves any kind of hard rock, but he especially loves 80s.
Yeah.
Kind of Metallica. I know they're not 80s, but they kind of came up through there. And,
they were.
He loves the old stuff. And I can't remember who was coming into town, but he wanted to do, he's 14.
Yeah.
And he wanted to do the meet and greet, which was like $450.
Oh my God.
And she was like, I really want him to be able to do it. They're idols of his. And she's like, do you think it would be safe to let a 14-year-old boy do the meet and greet by himself while she waited outside the door, and then they would go to the concert together?
I think so. I've done I've only done one. It was Dream Theater. Yeah. And it was so quiet.
They're very precise and controlled. And
no, we did two. We did what's that other band we did it with?
I knew you were gonna ask as soon as it.
And I feel like a jerk for not remembering their name.
It was the night with the
Dragon Force.
Dragon Force.
Yeah.
And
I can't remember.
I can look it up.
Yeah, look it up.
It's gonna drive me nuts.
It's they're a great band. Obviously, we love them because we can't remember their freaking name, but
that was such a good night.
That's what happens when you become middle-aged.
Starts with a K.
Camelot.
You got your K hat.
Camelot. Yeah, exactly. Then you threw it away because it looked like a 10-gallon
hat
on me.
It was the gray one.
Oh, it was the gray one you threw away. I had this gray hat that looked terrible on me, and she snuck it and threw it away one time, and I spent a whole day looking. I'm like, "Where's my hat?" She's like,
Threw it away.
Threw it away. That's what women's does. They see something you look like crap, and they don't even argue with you. They just go, executive decision. You'll thank me later.
Let's see. What are we talking about here? Damien loves Gravity guitar picks.
Oh, yeah.
You guys tried the Prodigy picks? Have you tried?
Prodigy
picks?
I don't know. It doesn't ring a bell with me. I'm going to do some picks one of these nights. You know what I should do is next Sunday, maybe I should do some picks. Yeah. Because I got a ton of awesome picks upstairs, and maybe we can go through some of those. Yeah. Yeah, that would be fun.
You've done a pick thing.
Yeah, I did a couple. Yep, I did a few pick reviews. I did Gravity. I did John Petrucci's new flow pick, which is what I'm using right now, because it's great for what we're doing tonight. And what else did I do? A couple other. I got to do wind spear yet. I got a ton upstairs. I want to do a giveaway with that too. So I got a whole bag of them up there. I got to give some away, or else they're just gonna rot.
They're gonna take over the living room.
Yeah, they are. I got tons of them. I went nuts on that order. He was even like, "Dude, that's the biggest order I've ever received."
We kind of dropped the ball on that conversation I was talking about with Elisa, though, wanting to let her son do the.
Yeah.
The
so.
deed.
I mean, with the Dream Theater one, it was very concise.
Yep.
It was very professional. It was, you know, I don't think. I mean, it's
very
not
streamlined and.
Yeah, it's not like you think. Like you walk in there and everybody's trashed and like shooting heroin up, and they're like, "Hey, bro," you know. It's not like that, man.
Right.
It's not like the old days. It's very.
There was a girl. I'd probably say no, but it's a 14-year-old boy. He's probably fine.
Yeah, he's fine.
They file you in a line, single file line, and you get picture signed or taken, signed, out the door you go. So
they move you right through because I mean the band's got stuff to do. They got to warm up and get ready. And usually when you meet the band, they're not all done up for their show. They just got off the bus.
I was so surprised. Was it Dream Theater or was it?
It was Camelot. They all had hats and coats on, and it looked like they all rolled out of the fart sack.
It did.
I didn't recognize any of them. None of them. Except for the bass player, because he had that crazy braids in his hair.
Yes.
Like the big ones that hung in front of him, and he's walking around, and they're like swinging like chandeliers.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
Damn. They had a guest female singer.
Yeah.
She looked great.
Yeah, she was all done up. And
yeah,
she looked
all
like
the dudes were like.
And I didn't recognize, like, Thomas, the guitar player, looks a lot like the keyboard player. Yeah. So when they had their hats on and stuff, I didn't recognize, and I was looking, and I didn't realize I was talking to the keyboard player. I'm like, yeah, I really like your guitar tone. And he's looking at me like,
you freaking idiot.
You think you're wanting to talk to him?
Yeah.
Well, you guys look like twinkers. You look like twins with the coats and the hats, so it was kind of funny.
Damien says, by the way, you both need to do the Women in Rock series at the Whiskey A Go-Go. My band has done it before with Brett Michaels. You both would fit in well.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, that would be fun. I'm always down for going out to Cali. I got a brother in Cali.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just bought a new house. I got to go see it. Yeah, so, but yeah, we would, where was I going with all this? What were we talking about?
Elisa letting her kid do the thing?
Yeah. So, yeah, I would just tell her to let him go. Just wait outside the door, obviously. Yeah. So, you know, I would totally let him do that. What band is it?
I can't remember. It was like, is Megadeth touring right now?
Yeah, Megadeth is.
It might be them.
I'm sure he'll be fine.
Yeah.
It sounds weird, right? He'll be fine with Megadeth.
No problem.
No big deal. Nope. No, that'll be fine. So anyways, yeah, so the website's coming. We'll be messing around with that, putting out a bunch of stuff, and like I said, we just got to bring in different ways of trying to like keep the show going, you know, by doing stuff. And we want people to get something out of it. So it's like we definitely appreciate all the super chats, and we love all that. We love all of that very much. But there's also like, you know, we want you to get something too. So like, in other words, like you buy a Kemper Profile that you like of an amp that I have on the show on a Wednesday night. It's going to sound just like it did for you guys, because I'll use the same mic, same cab, same settings and everything. And you get to have a piece of that too, you know, for a nominal fee. So, I mean, why not, right? I mean, it's just another way for me to give back to you guys at a you know, a price that's worth it, and everybody wins. So, yeah. So why not? So what else is on the agenda? Did you write? We took notes, right? We wanted to do
we have viewer comments.
Comments.
I was gonna sing a song.
Yeah, you're gonna sing a song. You want to do that now?
Yeah, we can do that now.
All right, let me make sure I'm tuned. Get my chair situated here. This is a song. Oops. There we go. This is a song we wrote the lyrics kind of together on, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
I remember I was washing trucks at 7-Up when we were writing. You would call me and you're like, okay, this is kind of the concept I had. And I was like, literally had my Bluetooth on, and we're going over.
That was back when you had your good Bluetooth and I could hear you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I'm washing trucks. I still remember. I could picture it all in my head right now. Like, you had some really good ideas on what you wanted to do with the song, and you came up with the majority of everything, and then we just kind of...
You helped me fit it all together.
Yeah, we just kind of collaborated on that, and you came up with the vocal melody and all that, and it just turned into this really cool song. So what we're doing now is we're just going to do like the...
Get my mic out.
The acoustic version of it. Yeah, get your butt mic. So we're doing like the acoustic version of it, and so you guys can enjoy that. We did make some adjustments to the audio from last time we did this, so hopefully the audio will be more balanced this time. It sounded good last time. It's just she was a little light in the mix, so I think I fixed that. So let me do this.
Well, this song's called The Quickening. If you scroll all the way back up to the top of the comments, Jared put a YouTube link in because we shot a music video to this a couple years ago as well. And it's the full version of the song is 10 minutes. It's a long prog type song. It has a lot of transitions and a couple different storylines running through it. And
her and I collaborated on that, the storylines. And we met with a local producer who actually, she does a lot of work with a lot of, Hollywood type people as well. And she does a lot of production here. Because you remember, like in Michigan, Hollywood was doing a lot of movies here several years ago. And she jumped on that train, was working with them. And we actually had a kid that works with her that's been on a lot of TV shows, who's the main actor in this video that we shot. He was a great kid, little Joey. And he
Big
did
Joey and little Joey.
And then Big Joe was another local actor that was in it too. So it was actually kind of fun, working with these guys and everything. And we shot the video. The exterior of it was, we were in a parking garage, on the top of a parking garage.
In Flint.
In November. It was November 4th. And we were risking it because we're shooting outside in November, and we were like, is this going to work? And we booked it like a month in advance.
Beautiful,
It was like 65 degrees that day. I remember I went home with a tan.
Yes.
And I'm like...
It was cement, So we had the whole roof of this parking garage to ourselves. There was so many cool angles and
it was
and
awesome.
Everything. And then we shot the
slant.
Rest of it, we shot this video over several months. Because it was snowing when we did the stuff with Big and Little Joe.
And then we did interior stuff at 2 different clubs. So, it's kind of an epic video. There's a lot of stuff going on there. So
I hope you guys enjoy it. Scroll back up to the top of the comments, and you'll find the link. Not right now, though. Wait till later.
Wait till later.
Right. You ready?
Yeah, so hopefully you'll like it. Let me... Man, I'm kind of nervous playing this.
Me too. I just got like all dry and nervous.
Because it's kind of a naked thing doing acoustic stuff, number one. And number two, like after all the stress we had tonight with the stream, I'm a little frazzled right now. So
I drank the whiskey to calm my nerves, and now I'm like, maybe that was a mistake. Forcing.
Well, that's all good. Let me check my pack. I think I should have enough battery. All right, so let me unmute your mic. I got to mute the room mic, right?
Yep.
Here we go.
Pull up the word.
Let's see here. Good there.
You good? Wasted dreams. I don't think this is in because I suddenly lost you. There we go. Yeah. I was like, wait, that's not right. Can't hear it.
All right, so you good now?
Yep. 1 second. Now it's too loud. Go ahead. Wasted dreams, you sell the world short on all of your wasted time. Tomorrow is promised should be afraid of. Fear not living your life. People die alone before they're buried for not living their lives. Doubt is the thief who lives in your mind, trying to steal your dreams. Take back control and own your future. Don't let them steal your dreams. Have courage to grab the dream that gets you. Your purpose will appear. Take that leap you've always been afraid of, and grow your wings like the Your fire inside burns brighter than the fire that surrounds you. Let it consume all the fears in your mind. It's not too late to begin a new ending. Find freedom within. Let go. It's your time. It's your time. It's your time. Mute? Yeah.
Yep, I got you muted there.
Alrighty.
Yeah. We're having all kinds of technical difficulties tonight, aren't we?
My little earbud
Yeah.
cord popped right out.
We run your, like when you wear in-ears, you run your cord down the back of your shirt, like on the inside. And is yours that tight? So like if you move your head, it pops out?
When I probably
Moved around?
moved my cord, when I took my
when you
mic
took
out.
the mic out. Your butt mic screwed you over there.
It did. Sorry about that.
Yeah, that's the way it is sometimes. Yeah, those good old chords, man. You know what I hate is when you're playing, like, you know, at practice, you're just playing and all of a sudden your battery's dying, your pack, and it's like, there's no warning.
Yeah.
It's almost like you went blind, but you like went deaf,
Yes.
like in a second. It's just deaf, you know, and you're like, oh God, you know, and there's no beep, there's no like, you know how your Bluetooth says, battery
Powering
low.
down. Yeah. Yeah. Or it just
Yeah.
disappears on you.
Yeah, it's just boop, nothing. You're like, oh great. So you got to make sure you got good batteries, or else you're kind of screwed.
Damien says, "Wow, that sounds like a killer acoustic."
Ah, thank
Yeah.
you, thank you. Yeah, it's let me do this real quick. I'll play a couple of just chords and stuff for you. This is it's a piezo pickup through the Kemper, and all that's on it. There's no cab sim. It's just a compressor with some reverb. That's it. I'll just play a couple things real quick. Yeah, it's just a gorgeous sound. You know,
It's
you
very
don't.
warm.
Yeah, you don't have to do a lot with it either. You just, like I said, just a little bit of reverbs, maybe some delay if you want for solos, because I use this for some of our solos. In fact, I use this on that song for a solo. So, and then maybe some chorus or whatever, and a compressor. I always use a compressor because it really just kind of gives it some meat. You know, it makes it kind of beefy sounding. But if I take all that stuff off it really sounds acousticy. I just left it all on. It gives it kind of like a cross between an acoustic and a nylon strung guitar, you know? So let me take all that stuff off and show you what that sounds like. And 1 second here.
Yeah. It really does. It sounds like a
like an acoustic
acoustic guitar.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I mean, I like it with all the stuff on it because I love all the warmth and like that big kind of gooiness that you get out of it. I just love that. So yeah, it just works really well. Put all the stuff back on so I don't forget. But yeah, it's fun to play. I mean, that's what I like about these guitars so much is these JP Monarchy series music bands. You know, they're just they're just nothing they can't do. You know, there's just so many options. So
let's see. Can you review? This is from George, I think that's how you say it, or Jorge. Either way, George Guitar 25. Can you review the Boss Katana?
Oh yeah, I think you might have asked me the other day, and this is what happens if you're the guy that asked me the other day. I think he asked me. It was either you or somebody else. Boss Katana or the Iridium from the Blue Amp Iridium. And I was going to answer that. My phone rang, and then I got caught up with some things, and then I get so many comments, like trying to find the comment. I'm like, where was that? What video was that on? So I apologize if I didn't get back with you. Sometimes they just get lost in the shuffle. But what I was going to say was I haven't tried the Katana yet, so it's hard for me to tell you the truth on what I would recommend. So I do want to get one. I know that Motor City has they got like the first gen version. And I would rather review their latest product because with digital stuff, it's all about what's out now, you know. So if I do get a chance to get one, I will definitely review them. Aaron Short, friend of ours, had one, and he actually said it was really good. So I'll have to check it out.
Helix Cabana Boy says you should try some acoustic IRs.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of Live Ready Sound earlier, he does make a bunch.
Yeah.
And I heard that they're really good. So I'm okay with trying them. Yeah. Right now, what I got going on is working, but I mean, that doesn't mean that it's the end all be all. Yeah. I'm completely fine with trying some out. Absolutely. You know, with all the different presets and profiles and all the stuff available these days, I mean, you got to try stuff, you know, because you never know. You might find that magic thing.
Yeah. Do you want to do some viewer comments?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. Let me get out of here. Go back.
Again, we really appreciate you guys hanging with us tonight because of the issues we had with the stream. It was pretty brutal.
All right, this one is from Jim Lanza. I wish you were comparing the amps you're reviewing to the Kemper Profiles you'll make of the same amps, or even third parties' profiles. That would be incredible.
So I just referred to that earlier.
Yes.
We didn't even go over the viewer comments tonight either. Usually we kind of go over them, but
I just picked them
on my own. You just picked them, so these are all surprises to me tonight. So referring back to that, that's one of the reasons why I decided, you know, and I mean, I'm happy to give. To give a comparison between the amp that I'm having on the Wednesday nights and a Kemper Profile made by somebody that's that amp. But I will do that when I get a chance. But here's the other thing, though. Something that people have to keep in mind is when someone's making a Kemper Profile, it's literally the same thing as them setting your amp up for you. So it's going to be set up to maybe not always their taste. They'll do multiple ranges of that profile. But if you really want to compare a profile, you want to compare a profile that I made of that amp with the same guitar, same mic and cab, same room, everything. And then you can really see the difference, you know. And so I want to do that. But it doesn't mean that I won't do what he suggested. So yeah, I will be doing that soon, and so like it's another step I got to take like before I go live on Wednesdays. It's like, well, before I go live, I got to profile this amp, And so I got to have my Helix down here controlling and using effects. I got to have my Kemper over there. And then I got to AB them for everybody. So it's a lot of setup and extra stuff I got to do. But I don't mind doing it as long as it's, there's a reward. Like you guys get something out of it, but also myself. People will buy the profiles, so...
Dave Rebell just joined us.
Hey, what's up, Dave?
Hi, guys. A little late to the show, but better late than never. Cheers to you both from Brantford, Ontario.
Cheers to Dave in the Great White North.
That's right. Let's see.
What's going on, man?
Damien says, would you allow viewers to send you their heads and see what you can do with them?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I really have no problem with that at all. I mean, I would love to. I mean, shipping an amp is very expensive, though. So, I mean, that would be... I don't know if you guys want to pay that, but...
The same guy, Damien says, my favorite episode of you is when you reviewed the EVH patches. That was so funny. I spilled so much beer laughing. You all owe me a beer. Just kidding.
Well, if we ever get together, I'll buy you a 6-pack. How's that? Dude, that was one of the ones that I reviewed that night. That was, oh, God.
Why? What?
That was those Helix.
Oh,
yeah, those were brutal. These are the bona fide 100% bona fide Eddie Van Halen patches. They sound exactly like every album, and I'm like, oh really? Oh, okay, let's check these out. And
I wasn't there on that episode.
Dude, they sounded like the album if the album was played on a record that was sunk into a pool. Yeah. I mean, it was bad. It was bad.
Bulldozer said, make sure Kari is louder.
She should have been tonight. I turned her up.
Right.
Yeah, I turned her
up. I
up.
wonder if there's some lag here, because I feel like the comments aren't matching what we're doing.
There could be. There is a general lag, like on YouTube when you go live. There's a pretty big lag, and I keep it pretty big because when I'm playing on Wednesday nights.
Yeah.
I don't see the comments, because I'm playing. So it's nice to have that lag. So by the time I'm done playing, I can see stuff. Right. So there's a bunch coming now. But yeah, keep them coming, guys. We love the comments. We really do.
His wife trolled you. Oh yeah, they're just still talking about EVH.
Yeah, that was a fun night, man. And again, that's why. It's not like I'm trying to save the world with my awesome presets. It's not like hungry children are now going to have full bellies because I'm making presets.
I might have a full belly.
Exactly. I might be able to buy her some dinner. But, maybe I should use that. Save the children. Right. Or save her.
Save me, please.
But, I mean, the thing is I just want, the way I look at it, I was talking to another guy, a friend of mine, Jeremy Vareo, who's also, actually, I beta tested some of his presets. Yeah. They're pretty damn good. He's got them up on Marketplace right now. And I get it. Again, you got to make your hustle. You got to do your thing. You got to, and at least if you're going to sell stuff, sell good stuff. And his stuff is actually really good. So, but yeah, I just want to make some because, again, people are going to use the Helix. They just are. They're going to use Axe Effects. They're going to use Kemper. They're going to use Head Rush. They're going to use all this stuff. The Neural DSP, when that comes up, people are going to use it. So why not I've had my Helix for almost 5 years now. Why not put my knowledge, my experience into it and go, all right, well, if you're going to use this, I've been through it. Like, I've bought the crappy presets. I've bought them thinking, oh, they sounded great on YouTube, and I'm going to use this, and they felt terrible, they sounded terrible, and I got completely hosed. So at least at this juncture, I can make some that at least I know that are good, and it's as good as the Helix is going to allow you to have. Pick your own impulse response, tweak them for your taste and your guitar and your playing style, and at least it's a good springboard, right? It's like, here's your starting spot, and it's not like, here's your starting spot, and you got to, I gave you 20% of what you need. You got to put in the other 80. I want to give you like 80% of what you need, and then you put in the 20%, which is left up to subjectivity, your guitar, and your style of playing, and you'll get there. The other thing, too, is, and I haven't named names before, but I'll tell you, if I see it happen, if I keep seeing it happen, I don't care. I will, because I think that somebody needs to say something about it. But there are guys that make presets, for the Helix that I know are, when they do the demos, quote unquote demos on the YouTube channel, and they're like, this is what it sounds like, and this is what that guy's amp sounds like that I'm emulating. It's all they do is they just copy and paste that same track and put it over there. Because when you buy the preset, it doesn't sound anything like it did, and you're like, really, dude? I just gave you $25 and I got garbage. Like, come on, you know. So I won't do that. I'll just say this is what these actually sound like. I'm not going to model them after some dude's tone. I'm just going to say this is what I think would work for metal.
Yeah.
You know, and then this is what it sounds like. Buy it for a nominal fee, and minimally it'll get you most of the way there.
All right.
So that's the way I look at it.
Next.
Yep.
This is from a new subscriber, Solar Guitar Studios. My name is Jim and my wife is Kari. Did I already do this one?
No.
Okay. We watched your entire episode together and we enjoyed the acoustic performance. The entire stream went by quick and was very much resembled a live show. It was a pleasure to attend. We will see you again. Take care.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, so him and his wife, new viewers.
That's awesome.
Solo Guitar Studio.
Sweet.
Yeah.
No, that's really good. I'm so glad that bad D minor chord did ruin their night. But yeah, thank you so much for the kind words. We really appreciate that, and we will be doing more of this for you guys too.
This is awesome. Let's see, Gunnerman54. Every time the show ends, I can't wait till the next show. Every Wednesday and Sunday night, I tune in. Keep it up. That's awesome. Thank you very much.
That means so much to me. It really does. I can't even tell you. Like,
someone was saying something similar up here, and I forgot.
The fact that you guys are here, like spending your evening with us, whatever you're doing, like you're, you know, if you're just kind of like food prepping for the week, and you know, like battening down for the night, or just having a glass of whiskey, or driving, whatever you're doing, like seriously, it's an honor to literally be part of your evening. It really is. It means the world to us.
Yeah. Let's see. What is real is you play live. These people record videos on Pro Tools and then they make the video. Yeah.
Well, not only that, and I thank you for that, because here's the other thing. What a lot of people will do is they'll put all this post-production on something.
Yeah.
Like I can take a guitar tone that I created. Like let's take a scenario. Like I make a guitar tone on the Helix that I want to sell. All right. Here's my new preset pack of the Rev amp, you know, in the Helix, and this is what it sounds like. And I play it.
Every time you say that, I want to go, when
doves cry. So this is what it sounds like. This is what it sounds like in a mix, blah, blah, blah. But the viewer doesn't have any idea how much post-processing I did. I quad-tracked it. You know what I mean? So I got 2 guitar tracks stacked, stereo, pan, left and right on each side. I've compressed the hell out of it. Yeah. I've added EQ. I've took out the fizz and all the little things. I did the 4K pin drop, you know, EQ. I did all that stuff, and it's like, wow, that sounds amazing. You're not buying. You're buying. It's like that. You know, when you go to McDonald's and you look at the
and they're glorious.
Yeah,
looking,
and
right?
it's like those aren't. That's not even food. If you go to a food photo shoot, they're not using like a cheeseburger. They're using, it's all this plastic stuff, and they spray it with oil, and they light it just right, and it's like
clear coat paint and shellac, and
you wouldn't believe the stuff they do to that.
They use shaving cream for the whipped cream types because it lasts longer. Whipped cream will melt, and
so it literally is a thing. So it's the same thing, and you're buying. It's almost like you bought that burger and they handed you the thing they did the photo with, and they're like, here, and then, you know, get a refund. And it's like, so like when I do this kind of stuff, I will always play them live. I mean, I might sound clip just for the website or whatever, so you can have a reference, but I'll do a live stream with them and go, here's my preset of the week or of the month or whatever it's going to be. And I'll play it in a mix and I'll do all that. And I swear to you guys, like every time I do a live stream on Wednesday nights or even on Sunday nights, there is 0 post-processing on anything. It's ran flat. I mic the cab. I run it into, you know, the interface there, the board. There's 0 EQ, no compression, no nothing, and it goes straight out to you guys. There's no other hidden guitar tracks in the mix that I'm playing over, and I've showed that before. I'll play it and go, here's the track I'm playing to, no guitar. Yeah. So all the guitar you're hearing is the guitar that I'm playing. So there's no magic tricks going on there, you know?
Let's see. Dave Rebel says we get the big screen in his place with the surround sound all set up and ready to go.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the stream died. Gray's guitar says the stream died. Yep, it's red.
It's red.
They can still hear us, though.
It'll come back. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's been green for a long time. Now it's yellow. Now it's green.
Again. Yeah.
You know, it's just the way the internet is out here sometimes. It just gets screwy.
Jay says, I remember watching a video as a kid about how commercials are made, and in one segment they put Elmer's glue on cereal to make it look like milk. Yeah.
It's insane, and it makes me sick when people sell, presets and stuff like that, and they're quad tracked and EQ'd to the end of the, it's just crazy. I ran into that when I was a first Helix user, and I discovered impulse responses, and I'm listening to all these videos and go on all these websites, and I download the impulse response, and it doesn't sound anything like it did in the video, because once again, deception. I mean, it was all quad tracked and EQ'd, and I even called one of the places, and I'm like, dude, this doesn't. They're like, well, I mean, we do do a little stuff on them, but that's what a studio does anyways. I'm like, dude, I'm playing guitar in my living room. I want this to sound like it does in your video in my living room. If you can't do that, then, I mean, you should probably reconsider how you're doing things. That's false advertising, So not everybody's going to take their impulse responses in the studio. I mean, I'm going to take it on stage, practice, come on.
You ready for the next one?
Yes.
All right, this one is from Brett Shaver. Loving the Kemper through the Syn 5050. That's why the Synergy gear has really blown me away. You just cannot get real tube tone without real tubes. I'm an electronic engineer, and I know what I wanted to do when I was 12, fixing my PV Renowned 2x12. I just love repairing stuff, and tubes have survived this long because they just sound killer. They've been around for a long time and can be a little temperamental, but I just love what they do in guitar amps and power amps. This was excellent, showing exactly what a good tube power amp does for your tone. Excellent video. Keep doing the good stuff.
He always ends up like that.
Keep doing the good stuff.
Keep doing the good stuff. What's up, man? Good to hear from you. Yeah, I mean, I think he was talking about a demo I did. Was it last Sunday? I think I did the Kemper straight in versus the Kemper through the Syn 5050 and the real cab. And there was an obvious difference. So, I mean, if you're going to use a digital modeler, this is the way I look at it. If you're going to use a digital modeler and you want to save time and space, I get it. I totally, like I said, if I had to do a show tomorrow, I would probably bring the Kemper, because as much as I love my amps and everything, the scene here is, it is what it is. I mean, you're going to have 20 to 30 people there, and I'm not bringing all my expensive gear for 20 to 30 people. I'm just not.
This makes my heart skip.
Yeah.
What are you going to say?
Oh.
What are you going to say? Please stop talking right now.
Don't speak the truth. No, I mean, we've had good shows and bad shows, but I mean, for the most part, anyways, I'm not going to scuff up my stuff for 20 people. But a lot of people, they want to go straight because they want to save, they want to save time and space, but they don't realize by the time they bring their digital platform and a FRFR cab, they could have just brought the digital platform, a tube power amp, and a real cab, and it would sound much better. So,
let's see. Warm Chord Music says, I do think it's good to show how profiles sound in a mix, because you can be fooled by how something sounds on its own, especially if there's a big low end that's not usable in a mix. Yeah. I agree they shouldn't be overproduced and processed, however. Yeah,
they should be raw. I mean, because you're buying it raw, then it should be raw.
Yeah.
Earlier,
Damien was talking about, let's see, his wife. We are on home time for Regina to have another surgery for reconstruction, but it all rocks. It's like having fun now with the reconstruction. She had breast cancer.
Oh, that's right.
Giving us a little update on it.
Yeah, well, God bless you guys, and good luck with all that, and may she have a great, speedy recovery and everything go well.
Jared has all the attitude tonight from Berserkerland Studios. You mofo, what do you like better about the Kemper than Axe FX3? Oh, there's a video about that.
Yeah, we actually shot it out. He might be referring to that because he's seen it. If you haven't seen it, scroll down. And we did a video. We did two where we did the Kemper versus the FX3 blind shootouts. No one knew what they were playing.
Yep.
And we did a part 2 as well. So we did a rematch because
there were a lot of opinions on it.
There were a lot of butthurt fanboys on a certain side of the fence that, because the Axe Effects lost. So we did it again, and we did it direct and through tube power amp and cab.
Yeah.
And we had 4 out of 5 guitar players picked the Kemper both times over the Axe Effects 3. And it won. It just won, and it wasn't even close. It wasn't even like, oh man, I could go with either one. It was just, I'd get the Kemper. The Kemper has the feel that I like. I can always tell when I'm playing a digital modeler, because the Kemper's not a modeler; it's a profiler.
Right.
I can always tell. There's that thing that they do. I can't really put it's fizzy, but there's also other stuff that they do that there's a thinness there. There's a kind of a plasticky kind of thing going on. It's just not authentic. They sound good, They sound good. They feel okay. But with the Kemper has the chewiness that I like. It gives that nice compression and that chewiness when I'm playing, and I like to feel the pick digging in and interacting with the strings. And they're just more authentic. And excuse me, anybody that has profiled an amplifier in a studio and has A-B'd the profile and the amp that they just profiled will tell you they can't tell the difference in studio monitors. Now, in a room, Kemper through a FR cab, amp through a real cab, amp's going to win.
I agree with you, Berserkerland Studios.
What do you say?
Says those 20 to 30 people deserve a full show just like 1,000 people. You're so right.
No, they do.
Now I know what you mean about the attitude. Jared has all the attitude.
No, they do, and I'll give them a great show. But I'm not going to bring. Here's the thing, and I appreciate what you're saying. I really do. So it gives me a chance to kind of explain myself. If I have like the Kemper, I think it sounds great, and I'll take that on stage with me, and I'll give them the best show that I can. I'll play as good as I can. I will practice. I will show up. I'll do whatever I got to do to perform properly and all that. And I think the Kemper works very well for that. And it saves me a lot of trips back and forth and all that. But I don't think I don't think I'm not giving them what they came for. You know what I mean? But if I bring like you remember when we did that brewery?
Do you remember?
You remember what it was like stacking your truck full of all that stuff? I mean, oh my God. And so if I went and did a show like that and I brought the Super Kraken, okay, like very expensive Super Kraken, and like one of my, $750 Mesa cabs, and my big pedal board, and I'm also bringing 4 of these guitars in a road case, in a vault. So I'm bringing all that stuff, and it's a lot of expense. And if I come home and I put
all my makeup on, curl my hair,
she does all that. So, and we get and we get home, and I got scuff marks and stuff all over my gear for a show like that. I'm sorry, I'm just human, but I'm just going to be like, oh, God, all that for 20 people? I could have just brought the Kemper, and they would have had just as good of a time. So I guess that's kind of the way I look at it. Now, if we did a Tone Wars event, which is what we did when we brought all the gear, where we're showing the gear and we're doing a clinic, well, yeah, I'm bringing it all because that's part of it. I want you to hear the gear.
He fired back. Your percentage of fans at a small show is really high because it's very personal. I can see that, but does tend to be the same 20 people that come. So.
Around here, like when you book a show with usually it's 4 other bands. Yeah. So you play out, and really it's bands
playing for other bands.
It's bands playing for bands. Like one of the shows that we did here, I remember it was our turn to come up, and it was like we were literally playing to the wait staff.
Fun times.
Yeah, fun times.
Thank you, Gunnerman. I really appreciate the super chat. Thanks
so
wow.
Much. Thanks, man. Really appreciate that. Thank you.
Berserkerland says, I meant more of you saying that out loud, Jared, not your commitment to being a pro. Let's see. Renaissance Man says at Tone Wars, I do prefer the default out-of-the-box tones of the Kemper, but much prefer the user interface of the Helix.
No, a lot of people will say that they prefer the interface of the
Yeah.
Helix because the Helix is definitely very easy to use. See, the Kemper is, and he's right. The out of the box tones of the Helix are garbage. They really are.
Yeah.
Even the engineers at Helix will say that. They even said, like in the group when I was in the group back in the day, they were like, "Yeah, our presets, our stock presets are crap." You know, he even admitted
Yeah.
it. But they're not made to sound good. They're just made to show you what
Yeah.
it can do. But the Kempers, the difference is the Helix was made to work with your gear as opposed to replace it, so it has to be easy to use because you're doing a lot of routing and clicking and controlling and lining up effects and switching channels on amps and stuff. So it's got to be Kemper's just made to go. Yeah, I like this profile. You pick one, you're like, wow, that sounds killer. You tweak it like you would an amp, and you go done. You know, they're not made for a tweaker's delight. You know.
Gray's guitar a little bit earlier. So I use gravity guitar picks.
Yeah.
I made a video about it a while back, and they're good picks, but seem kind of pricey. A 6mm pick goes for $14 with shipping. They do always give you a second pick though.
Yeah, we did a review of those. It was a couple years ago now. It's one of our older videos. But yeah, Chris is a great guy. He owns Gravity. Great guy. They make great stuff. I get the unpolished because I love that scrapey edge.
Yeah.
So I get those, and they are great picks, and they do wear well. They last a long time. I got a whole case of them upstairs. I typically use them. I don't have one down here tonight because I was doing the strummy acoustic stuff, so I just picked something a little different tonight. But I like those. I like Windspear. I like the chicken picks. I like V picks. You know, so I'm kind of a pick snob. I like all that stuff. In fact, I can't go to the store and play those cheap, those,
little plastic ones.
the ones where you grab a handful and say, I'll take 30 of these. I can't. I just can't play them. No offense to people that love them. I get it. It is what it is, but for some reason they just don't work for me,
Ed Doug says, did I miss Kari singing?
Oh, yes. You can see it on the rewatch, though.
That's right.
Yeah, it's on the rewatch, so I'll put a timestamp in there for it.
Okay.
Yeah, so they can go right to it.
And don't forget to scroll all the way back up to the top of the comments. So we put a link to the YouTube video. To a YouTube link. We put a YouTube link in there.
To a video.
Yes, to a
we
video
shot
that
for
we
the song that she sang. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was the full studio version, not just the little acoustic version.
So it's a 10-minute video with the story and all that.
Yeah.
And the thing is what was I going to say? With the timestamps, I love the timestamps.
Yeah.
Because you just tap it on your phone or even your computer, just click on it, and it takes you right to that spot. So, I feel kind of silly right now, but I used to read the timestamps and drag the thing to it, and there it is, 28 minutes and 30 seconds, and it's like all I had to do is just go boop,
and it would take you right there. Nice.
Like, oh man, I feel silly now, but it does work.
Damien says my gravity pick is so expensive that if he loses one, his wife would thump him on the head.
No, it's true.
Yeah.
I got a story about that too. Like one of the studios I record at, especially when I'm doing like backing tracks, Paul's studio, I usually leave there really late. And one night, I have a bad habit of keeping my pick right here because I tap and stuff. And a lot of times I'll walk around and not even realize I'm doing it. I have my pick here. Well, one night I walked out of his studio and I had a gravity pick in my hand just like this. It's hard to see, but and I went in my pocket to grab my keys, and I heard the pick clink on the, and I was like, oh man, I dropped my pick, so I had to stop everything. I had to set down my guitar, and I turned my flashlight on my phone on. It took me like 5 minutes because when you drop them, they like grow legs and they
run under anything.
Yeah, it's like time to
I'm
leave.
Free.
I don't have to play this crappy licks anymore. I'm out of here.
He does. He really likes gravity picks. He's got a special case for them that's engraved. It's got his name on it.
Yeah, it's cool. I should bring that down here and leave it on the shelf or something.
Yeah.
They're great picks. They really are.
I keep turning the volume up when I
yeah,
move.
it happens to me too.
Like, stop shouting.
Try doing it in the middle of a mix when you're playing on a Wednesday night.
Suddenly you're like,
Exactly. You're like playing, you're like, yeah, and you tilt back, and then your volume on your in-ears goes up, and you're like, oh, I can't stop, and you're just blowing your ears out. Yeah, that's always fun. But, yeah.
Well, I have one last comment.
Okay.
It is from Tom Blaze. The guitar content is solid on Tone Wars.
Oh.
But Kari is why we all keep coming back.
Oh, I can tell you picked it. This is why she didn't run them by me this time. Yeah, so.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Makes me feel good.
You're now blocked from the channel.
That's awesome.
No, we appreciate that.
Put a little gas in the tank.
Yeah, she needs all the accolades. She deserves all that too. She works very hard on this too. I mean, seriously, like she shows up. We'll get some food and we'll kind of set the room up and the lights and everything, and and she shows up and gets dressed up for you guys and looks nice, and I mean she always looks fantastic anyways, but she puts in the extra effort, and it's I appreciate it too. We do a lot of stuff behind the scenes and to get everything going here, so so yeah, it's a big deal for her to come on and sing and do all that too. So
thank you.
Yeah, she really does put in a lot of effort.
Tanner's Music, what in-ear system do you guys use?
Oh, good
Very
question.
Nice.
Good question. Well, we can have a quick discussion about that.
Yeah, we can do it real quick.
Yeah, it's great.
Almost 9:00.
Yeah, no, let's do this. So let me take a sip here.
Yeah.
All right. So I use the Shure PSM 300. I think you use the 200, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she uses the 200. The main difference is the PSM 300 is it's less compressed. You actually have a more open kind of nice forward sound, where the PSM 200 is a little more squished and kind of held back. So I would definitely suggest getting the 300 over the 200.
If you're a guitar player, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't need to hear all of those little things, though.
Yeah.
I just want my voice really loud.
Yeah, she just likes to have her voice up here and have a key to sing to and reference to. I literally have a studio mix in my ears. Like, it's a functional studio mix.
Yeah.
But the in-ears that I use, I posted in the link earlier before I had to create a new stream, but they're the KZ AS10s. I'll post a link afterwards. I promise I will do that. I'll post it in the description tonight. You can get them on Amazon for like $50-some.
Yeah.
There's 5 drivers in each in-ear. So like you literally, it sounds like you have a stereo system crammed in your head. And they sound great. They're comfortable. And you got to get the foam tips with them as well.
Did you turn it off?
I turned it off. You want it on?
Sure.
Oh, turn it back on? All right. You get the foam tips, and then you just squeeze them, and then you pop them in your ear, and then they expand, and they create a seal, so you get all the bass, and then they don't fall out. So, but that's what we use. In-ears are, I think they're the best thing that was ever invented for musicians. Because when you're on stage, you can take your mix anywhere you want with you, and spend the money. Get a good system, because if you have a crappy like I don't know, a cheap in-ear system, it's unreliable, it cuts out all the time, and you're going to have a horrible mix. And if you have a horrible mix, you're going to perform horribly. Yeah. You really are, especially if it kind of hurts your ears and the frequencies are kind of, annoying. Spend the money, get the PSM 300, because you can't get the 200 anyways. They're all used. Yeah. You got to get the 300 now, but it's worth every penny. Yeah. It really is, and get the KZs.
Yeah. Our performance has definitely improved since we had an in-ear system. Yeah.
Way better.
I have West Tone custom earbuds. I have sensitive ears, and I tried his KZs. I had a pair of those for a while, but my ear canal has a very
abrupt
bend. They go up like this apparently instead of straight. So those were bumping into me and really irritating. And even though these are custom and made for my ears, I still I only like them in for like
Yeah.
I don't know, 45 minutes, an
yeah.
hour, and I'm like, get him out.
Yeah, in fact, like, even when we do these live streams, she's usually
By
like...
the end of 2 hours, I'm like, I just
Yeah,
wanna...
you can take them out now if you want.
Yeah, I probably
Yeah,
could.
because you're done singing, so...
that feels
yeah,
so
just
much
take them
better.
out. So, yeah, she's got really sensitive ears that don't like anything in them. Like me, like, when I'm working, I got earbuds in all day.
Yeah.
I come home, when I set up my live streams, I'm always setting them up with these. I can wear these. I have live streams. I go 3 hours. They don't bother me at all. So everybody's different, you know?
I do want to say, I don't know, it's just something that happens for me, and maybe it will happen for someone else as well. I don't like using them in practice. I like it because I can hear, but I feel lonely. I feel like we stopped, like, the banter and... I don't know, just talking.
You feel separated and
yeah,
isolated.
you feel a little isolated and separated.
Well, that's why we put the room mic in, remember?
Yeah, because, well, we couldn't... You can kind of hear each other talk, but it's more of a mumble and you miss things and you can't make fun of each other when you fart and you can't hear it anymore and stuff. So
that's a good thing, though.
It's like a love-hate relationship that I have with these dudes because performing live, I wouldn't want to do it without them at all, but using them at band practice is a lonely experience for me. It's isolated.
Yeah. And it's everybody's different with it, but like what I would say too is like the difference between using in-ears and not is basically running through a maze with the lights off and running through a maze with the lights on, because like it's literally like if you turn the lights off, you're going to walk through the maze and feel the walls and make your way through. With the lights on, you could just run as fast as you want. And that's kind of how it is. You could perform so much better. And you have a consistent mix. Remember how we would go to... Yes. Like, it's funny because you talk to the bands that you play with and you get off stage and they're always like, oh, the mix is terrible up there. And you're like, great. Guess we're going to suck tonight. And because you just did. You know? And it's like, no, that's what I mean. Yes. Like, we don't say that, but I mean, you hear the other band and it's like, you could tell they're struggling.
Yeah.
And then they'll say like, oh my God, the mix is awful. So... but with us, see, we practice our boards right here. You can't see it, it's off camera. But so the same mix that you practice every weekend is the same mix you go on stage with.
You do have to turn it up a little bit because we're not factoring in the front of house sound. So you do have to turn the volume up a little bit.
So that's why you have volume on the back of your pack right here. You just adjust that for the room, but your mix is exactly the same. It's very rare when we get in a room and someone's like, dude, I need more or less of this. It's the same everywhere you go. It's just how loud do you need it for that room. And the other thing I'll say, too, is like if you're going to use in-ears, do it in a way where the whole band uses them, because otherwise... and also don't count on like the sound guy of the venue. Don't plug in and say, well, you mix my ears, because now you have a crappy mix in your ears as opposed to in a wedge. So don't do that. You know, use your own mix and control your own mix, and don't think that every time you go out and play on stage that you got to remix everything. You really don't. I remember the first time that we played with our in-ears, because we dialed them in for like 2 months. Don't ever get in-ears.
Oh, yeah. Give yourself some time to work with them.
Yeah, do not get them this week and perform with them next week. It's going to be a miserable experience for everybody, and you'll all be like, forget this. So we were nervous wrecks before we went on stage. All of us were like, here goes, you know, like, I hope this works. And we get on stage, okay, and I could hear my guitar, and I'm like, all right, this is cool. And you always tell the sound guy, strike the monitors. We don't need them. Turn them all off. And
otherwise, you've got double.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, 30 minutes into the first song, we're all looking at each other like, this is the best thing in the world. We performed so well that night, and we had friends of ours that also used them, and they came up to us afterwards, and they were like, you were an entirely different band tonight. You guys were so confident. And this is the tightest we've ever heard you play. Yeah. And you sounded amazing. The vocals were just spot on. I mean, because she could hear herself perfectly. I mean, it was just, I nothing bad to say. It was all smiles. We got done and we're like, sold.
You just got to make sure your batteries are charged or you have fresh batteries and all your cables are plugged in.
Because no warning.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. At one of our shows, I had a cable go bad because I'm stereo. So my guitar was just in one ear, and I just had to tough it out. I was like, well, I had a bad cable going from my board to the thing. So if you gotta do something, go do it. I got it.
You got it?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, go check on that and be right back. Yeah, it's no big deal.
Be right back.
Yeah, do your thing. I got the iPad right here. All right. Let's see here. Let me read some more comments here. Okay, Damien, I did try the in-ears off of Amazon, but I guess I don't do well with things in my ears. Yeah, it happens. Not everybody can do it. I mean, you can get the foam tips, you get the small ones, and they'll fit in your ears really good. But again, everybody's different, so sometimes it just won't jive with you. You might be a guy that benefits more from custom, because when she did her fitting at Sweetwater last year for the customs, the guy that because they do the molding, he pulled the molds out and he was like, wow, you got a really weird ear canal. He's like, no wonder you can't stand anything in your ears, because your ear canal goes straight up. I mean, there's like it's like a hairpin turn in there or something. So he's like, no wonder. He's like, you're going to love these. And she does. Like, the ones that she wears now, she can keep them in a lot longer. When she was wearing these, it was like 45 minutes, and she was like, I got to get these out of my head, So, but again, they don't bother me at all. So everybody's different. Let's see. George, what's going on? Hey, guys. Good to see you. I love Kemper for life. Yeah, good for you, dude. Kemper's, it really is. Like, I'll just go out and just say this. Like, if you're going to, go direct, I think the Kemper's the best product for that. I really do. I've tried all the different products, and it really does sound and feel the best for me anyways, in my experience. Damien asked, do we use a live drummer? No, we don't do that anymore. We use backing tracks for our drums. So we have a backing track drummer, and it's actually on this iPad right here that we use when we go live. So it just keeps things simpler. Less people, less to go wrong. Don't sit on your butt, Mike.
Right.
Yeah, so, it's just less things to go wrong, less things to worry about. And it just keeps things simple for us. And the thing is like when you use like tracks, like backing tracks, so just so everybody knows, she sings live. I play guitar live. There's no trickery. There's no like, oh, look, here's my guitar solo I'm going to mime. No, it's all real. And if you come see us, you'll know, because I do make mistakes. And you'll hear that.
Not you.
Yeah, not me.
Yeah.
So it's all live. The only thing that is on the track is stuff that we don't play. But the thing is what people got to understand, like playing to a backing track of perfectly snap to a grid drums, you have to be tight. You have to know what you're doing, because the thing is if you're off, if anything is off time or off pitch or off anything, it's not the track, it's you. So
especially if we would have backup vocals and stuff, and they're always the same, always in key.
So if there's anything dissonant, it's this one here, But you actually do really well because of the in-ears. She sings right along with all her tracks.
I didn't used to. I remember it was really hard. My ears are special ears.
Yeah, she's got to hear things a certain way, and it's funny, like, the more I get to know singers, like, you guys have your thing that you need, right? Like, and it doesn't have to make sense to anybody but you. Yeah. Like, it could be the dumbest thing, and the way singers check mics, it's always funny. They're like, tss, 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 tss. They got to hear all these little things.
I like to hear the spit.
Yeah, she's always like...
Yeah, I don't know. It's just a little detail of it. I like to hear my breathing and the way I pronounce words. And,
Yep. Well, I think what that means, though, it's kind of like the writer on a band's list. Like, did you take out the brown M&Ms? If you didn't, it means you didn't read the contract. Yeah. And what I guess what I mean by that is if you can't hear those little details. Yeah. Then those are things those are all the little brown M&Ms things that you need to know that's in your checklist of like, okay, this is going to be a good show. I can hear all this stuff, which means when I played this song or when I sing this note or all that stuff will be there for me and I can feel confident about it. So that's really what it means, I mean, we all struggled. We all struggled when we didn't use in-ears. I mean, there were times I was like,
do you remember when I
hear.
had a vocal processor, that foot pedal thing? We were at Toby Keith's I Love This Bar and Grill. Oh my gosh. Oh. And we had it all planned out. Push this pedal and this song and push this for that. And
yep, had it all programmed.
So oh my God, it was a swirling mess. Because the sound man put his own spin and delay and whatever on it.
Yeah, we told him not to, but he did it anyway. So when you walked up to Kari's monitor, it was like...
It was a swirling mess.
It was like... Sounded like a robot.
I couldn't tell which was me and which wasn't me. That was... I was... And you know what? I had probably the most friends at that show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I had... Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you had a bunch of friends.
I was just so embarrassed.
Yeah.
So embarrassed that night.
It was a rough night, man.
It was a rough night.
It really was.
We didn't know. We'd never used it before. No. I was like, this is going to be great. Everybody's coming, and I'm going to try this new piece of equipment. And
it just did not work because of the monitors. We didn't use in-ears back then. So, I think in-ears are the difference between with some people, whether they'll even perform ever again, because if you... can't hear yourself and you perform horribly.
I quit that night, didn't I? Yeah. We came back here, we unpacked, sat down. Didn't you get like a CD?
The show.
You recorded the show, or
had a camera on the show, and we recorded
were like, all right, let's watch. I mean, we knew that it was a mess on stage, but you don't know till you actually hear it for yourself. Yeah. I was mortified. I left crying. Yeah. We were eating some chicken or something, and I couldn't even finish. I was green, and I was like, I just gotta go. And I called him on the way home and was like,
she's bawling her eyes out.
I don't deserve to be in your band.
I wasn't gonna bring all this stuff up, so I was just going to let you do that.
No, it's fine.
But kudos to you for doing that. And here's the thing, that's very cool of you to do that because it's a very embarrassing moment and it's very humbling, right?
Yeah,
and I'm glad that you're sharing your experience because there's people out here watching right now or maybe on the rewatch that probably have felt or are feeling the same way.
Yeah.
And we're here to tell you, it's not you. It literally is. If you can't hear yourself the way you need to, you are not going to perform properly.
Some singers have a muscle memory that they can rely on. I don't have that muscle memory. Yeah. I have to hear it a certain way, and I mean I can tell too, but you
don't know what's wrong.
Yeah.
If you can't, you can tell something's off, but you don't know how to fix it.
Is it them? Is it me? I don't know, but
So now with the in-ears, it takes 100% of the guesswork out. Because if something's off, especially with the way we do things, it's her. And she's just got to, am I flat or sharp?
Yeah.
And that's it. Or am I too fast or too slow? That's really what it is. And it's the same with me. If I can't turn around and look at the drummer and go, dude, you sped. No, it's me. I'm the one that slowed down. It's me. If I didn't land my big note on the downbeat, it's me. I'm the one that's off, and I need to practice to that. Yeah. And one more thing I'll say about the backing tracks. Having backing tracks is great because you can practice.
It's consistent.
You can have band practice at home as often as you want. Yeah. And I do. I come down here, I fire everything up, and I can play through the songs and work up a good sweat as often as I want and stay tight.
We can practice together, or we can practice separately as long as everybody has a copy of
That's why a lot of bands do that now. A lot of bands just go on hiatus, and they practice at home, and then when they have a show coming up, so they practice at home enough to keep the dust off.
Yeah.
And then when they have a show coming up, they get together a couple days before the show, do the knockdown, drag-out practices, and hit the road, and dial in their stuff. So let's see here. What do we got here? What are we missing here?
Damien's talking about a band, Kylie, probably another female-fronted band. They do opera-style metal.
Oh, okay.
Van Halen, Brown. Oh, M&M's.
That's right, man.
Yeah.
The brown M&M's. Did you read the contract? Apparently you did not. So we are going to destroy the dressing room.
No, we would never destroy a dressing room.
No, I'm quoting David D. Roth.
I know.
No, we would never do that. But Anyways, we're gonna get off here in a couple more minutes, but I just wanted to catch up on the comments and see if there's anything else. Let's see here.
The reason I was asking you to call was that you could both get into the opening for the Women in Rock series at the Whiskey A Go Go.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, I definitely give you a call. I mean, that's Whiskey A Go Go's legendary place to play, for sure. We'll make sure I covered everything here.
Yeah, we got it. Caught up.
All right, cool. Well, hey guys, very much appreciate you joining us tonight.
Yes.
It's again, it's always an honor that you share the evening with us and allow us into your homes, into your phones, into your tablets, whatever. We really appreciate that. We love learning from you as well, and love having a nice back and forth with everyone. And
Absolutely.
yeah, so I mean, we appreciate every comment, every single comment that we received tonight. It really meant a lot. So, and thanks for hanging with us through all the
The trial in the beginning.
that was fun. But all right, well, I'll be demoing some really cool. I believe this Rev's behind on sending me the Rev, so it'll be here the following Wednesday. They haven't sent it yet, but they will send it. They just messaged me the other night, so that's coming. That'll be 2 Wednesdays from today. But this Wednesday, I'm going to do, thanks to Mike Hasty from Walls of Jericho, I'm going to be doing Rack Mount Mesa.
Yeehaw.
And I forget the other name, H something. It's another rack mount. They're made in Russia. And it's a rack mount amp, preamp system.
Russian, huh?
Yeah, Russian. And they sound really good. And they're in the flavor of Mesa, except it's like a modded Mesa.
Flavor.
So they took out all the fizz,
flavor.
so we'll shoot them out. I'll wear the big clock.
Flavor.
And so I'll be doing that on Wednesday, and that'll be at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So, well, again, I appreciate everything.
Yeah, have a great night. Thanks for the super chat. We appreciate you all.
Thank you so much.
We'll see you Wednesday and Sunday.